Hey, it's Gabe with API Nation. Today I'm going to show you how you connect your Lofty CRM to PrimeStreet. So all those referrals, all those awesome leads PrimeStreet is giving you, they will automatically show up in your Lofty CRM so that you can follow up immediately and start converting those deals. Let me show you how to set this up. The first thing you're going to do is go to apination.com. You're going to click on Get Syncs. It's going to ask you to sign into API Nation or sign up. If you sign up for an API Nation account, it's totally free to have an account. You can start poking around and seeing what you can automate, and then you'll only pay once you actually subscribe to a plan. You could also sign in if you already have an account. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to click sign in with Google. There we go. You're going to see once you sign into API Nation, you can start looking all around at all the things you can automate. I'm going to scroll down till I get to P for PrimeStreet. There it is right here. So click on that. But if you see any other logos that look familiar that you're using, MoxieWorks, Lofty, Follow Up Boss, KV Core, any of those guys, set up some automations for those as well. Let's click on PrimeStreet right here. And you can see we have a ton of different options for PrimeStreet so that you can start automating those referrals right into PrimeStreet. Today we're doing Lofty, so I'm going to go ahead and click there. And you can see the syncs available are to get referrals from Lofty into PrimeStreet in case you want to get those in there, and also referrals from PrimeStreet into Lofty. That's what we're going to focus on today, getting those leads into Lofty so you can start working them. I'm going to go ahead and activate this sync. And the first step is to go ahead and connect PrimeStreet. So I'm going to hit this connect button. It's going to ask me to log in using my PrimeStreet login so I can make that connection. So I'm just going to put the email I use to log into PrimeStreet and the password I use. Next, we're going to connect Lofty. So I'm going to hit connect. It's going to take me out to Lofty where I'm just going to sign in and authorize the connection. There we go. All right, so now I'm just going to review the settings and then I'm going to create my sync. So the first thing is, do you want to sync all the referrals on first run? If I check this, it's going to take every referral and lead that exists in PrimeStreet and push those into Lofty as a batch to get us started. If you don't want to do this, maybe you only want any new referrals from now on, just as a clean break, you can just uncheck this box and it's just going to start paying attention from today moving forward. Down here, you have some options about how it's going to treat those referrals in Lofty. Do you want to overwrite the information in Lofty? So if you have a referral coming over into Lofty and they already exist, should we overwrite it? Or you can check this box and say, no, don't overwrite it. Do you want to make the leads private? Do you want to send a new alert email when those leads come in? And do you want to send a new leads welcome email? Totally up to you. Maybe I want to send that welcome email. I'll go ahead and check that box. Finally, down here, you can assign it to agent. It's totally optional though. You do not have to assign it to agent here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and leave it as current agent. So I'm going to assign it to me. I'll hit subscribe and that's going to actually create the sync. The sync is not yet active. You can hit this button, you're going to activate it, but I want to show you two things here. First, here's all the information we just did. We just set it up. So if you ever want to come back and change any of this stuff, maybe you decide, you know what, I don't want those welcome emails coming out. Just come back into API Nation, go to this sync, uncheck that box. From then on, emails will not go out. Simple enough. The two things I want to show you though are the filter and the mapping. So the filter, you can filter the leads coming over by any of the fields that PrimeStreet offers. So maybe you only want to send over people in PrimeStreet who are at a certain stage. Maybe I only want people I've spoken with. So I'm going to hit stage, goes with contains. I'm just going to say spoken. Spoken, there we go. So it contains the word spoken. So I'm going to use that. So you can do that and you can build out this filter with or rules. So spoken or awaiting or spoken or anybody who has an email. You can do that. Personal email is not empty. And you can build it out with and rules also. So they have to be part of the spoken stage and they have to be under agent contains Robinson. There we go. So there's a lot of different ways you can build this filter. The one we see most often is when we have people who are managing multiple agents. So for example, let's say I do want to assign it only to Josip. Then I would just filter it so that the agent contains Josip. There we go. So then if the agent contains Josip in PrimeStreet, then it'll get assigned to Josip. So I'm going to show you how to do this for all your agents in just a second, but this is the most popular way to filter it. If you're not worried about assigning it to agents, I would just leave this filter blank. Just go with no filter. Last thing I'm going to show you here is the mapping. So we do most of this for you. We've done some robust stuff here. You can see we're doing first name here, last name here. We're doing emails into the email, and you can see we've set up our fields priority feature by default on this sync so that it's going to take a look at all 3 of these emails. And if they have a personal email in PrimeStreet, it'll use that one. If they don't have that, it'll move on to the second priority. If they don't have that, it'll move on to the third priority. So it's not going to actually pop all 3 of these emails in here. It's just going to prioritize them in this area. Same thing we've set up for phone. Down here, we've matched up lead type. So the buyer, seller, and rental from PrimeStreet will match up to their corresponding values in Lofty. And you can add anything else you want here. For example, tags. A lot of people like to throw in a tag, maybe a PrimeStreet tag, so that they can follow these as they go through into Lofty. They can see exactly where they're coming from. And you can do it in a tag and also source. That's helpful. There we go. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and activate this sync. Cool. The sync is now up and running. And then, like I said, so this sync is up and running. It's sending over leads to Yosip if they're assigned to Yosip in PrimeStreet, but maybe you're doing it for multiple agents. So I would just clone this sync, hit clone. It created an exact copy of that sync. And then I'm just going to change this from Yosip to my Chime demo agent. And then I'll come down here, create a filter for agent contains Chime demo. There we go. And that's it. So then I can just keep cloning it, changing the agent, changing the filter to match. And then I'll have an automation, a sync for each of my agents so that they're coming over from PrimeStreet and getting assigned to them correctly in Lofty. So that's it. That's how you connect PrimeStreet to Lofty CRM. Super easy, and it's going to allow you to automate the leads right in there for a quicker follow-up, a better speed to lead so that you create more deals. If you have any questions or need any help setting up this sync, give us a call, shoot us an email. We're API Nation. We are connecting the world's applications.